All right, hello everyone. Jack Bosch speaking here, and welcome to a special, kind of briefly, almost unannounced session that we just put out a few hours ago on into the Facebook group, and letting you guys know that I'm coming live today for a special session. And the title of the session is How We've Been Able to Create Financial and Lifestyle Freedom by Flipping Land. Obviously, you guys are in one of our Facebook groups that is about land flipping, right? The land flipping, the land profit generator group, the land flipping masterclass group, right? So you already know that this is all about flipping land. But so how have we been able to create lifestyle freedom? Well, let me tell you a little bit about my journey, first of all, right? Let's talk about a little bit of our journey, how this all happened, how this all came up. And I see the first people are coming in right now. So hi there, everyone. Go into post in the comments here where you're coming in from, and where do you live, and so on and so forth. So first of all, if you don't know our story, so Michelle and I are immigrants from different countries. Obviously, you can tell on my accent, I'm not from Ohio. I am not from Ohio, even mispronounced Ohio right now. But I am from the beautiful country of Germany, right? So Germany, I came into the United States in 1997. Michelle is actually from the beautiful country of Honduras, Central America, and she came actually before me. Even though she's younger than me, she came before me to this country. And then we met here in college. I was in an exchange program. She was finishing her undergrad. And we're just meeting here, fell in love, decided to stay here, and got that typical kind of American dream kind of thing, right? Which is typically the American nightmare, if I want to say. Meaning we got a good education, we got a good job, we got student debt and things like that. And we started getting jobs, and we were working day and night. I was working in a consulting job with a software company, and I'm not the software guy. Please believe me, I'm not a software guy. Hey Priya, we came in, and I worked sometimes 6-7 days a week, usually 60 hours a week. And within a couple of years, so we actually got married, we bought a house, we bought 2 cars, right? We bought some furniture, and we were in debt until here. But it had nothing to show for it. We had less time, less freedom, less money really to deal with than I had. Then we almost had like a college student, or at least it felt like we had less money, because we had less money left over after paying all those crazy bills that we have, right? Who is with me on that, right? Who feels like that? Who has been there is in there. So, or who feels like that right now? So what happened is we built that up, and it's like, well, that's what everyone does. Like, you get tapped on the shoulder. Oh, great, congratulations, you bought a house. Hey, you got a promotion, grabbed on the shoulder. But internally, we were dying, guys. We were dying. So, and we used that pain to say, at some point of time, we said, like, you know what? We don't want to do this anymore. Right? Who feels like that right now? Who doesn't want to do their job anymore? We didn't want to do this anymore. Instead, we decided we need to do something else. So we looked around. Long story short, we came into real estate. We failed, and then we came across land flipping, and particularly because land flipping, thank you, inside it hurts, right? Land flipping allowed us to build a business around our busy schedule, because we still had jobs, remember, right? It allowed us to do deals in our spare time, on the weekends, at nights, and so on. Because for land flipping, there's no tenants, toilets, termites, there's no repairs, there's no contractors. You don't have to be there at the property. You don't have to supervise contractors. You don't have to meet an appraiser or an inspector or anything like that. So I was able to continue traveling. Michelle was able to continue working also 50, 60 hours a week. And at the same time, we were able to move our financial goals forward, and then actually our green card arrived, because we could not afford to quit, guys. We could not afford to quit our job. It was the perfect side hustle, exactly. We could not afford to quit our jobs because we were here on a work visa, right? When you come into this country, you can't just say like, oh, let me come to the US, let me stay here, right? No, you got to go to the proper regulatory environments and regulatory thing. Now, obviously, you could just come in and stay here. Then you would be an illegal immigrant. I didn't want to be that, right? I wanted to make sure everything we do legally. So we got that work visa. Michelle got a work visa. Then we got them to start sponsoring it towards somebody said, I love the life of a consultant. I don't know if you really mean that, because the love of a consultant for me meant living in a Holiday Inn Express on the outside of town, working from 8 in the morning till 11 o'clock at night, going back to just some kind of place where you could still get some chicken wings at 11:30 at night and a beer or two, falling to sleep, do the same thing again, come back that tired Friday night, sleep all weekend, and do it again for 50 weeks a year. That was not fun. That was not fun at all. So perhaps you're in a different consulting job. But anyway, so now we got to the green card process, and on the process, while you're in that green card process, you can't quit your job because you lose your visa. Your visa is tied to your green card. So your job is tied to your visa. The moment you lose your job, you lose your visa. So therefore, we had to stay in there, but we built this on the side. And guess what? Once we figured this out, guys, within 1 year, we had built over, I think, something like $7,500 or so in passive cash flow. $7,500 a month in checks coming into the mail to us. That was more than both of our take-home income. That was more than we were making in our jobs. On top of it, we had made multiple six figures in cash profits from cash sales. Because remember, we sell these properties. We sell a financing where we buy a property that's a $50,000 property, and say we buy it for $8,000, sell it for $50,000 with a $10,000 or $12,000 down payment, where the down payment is already more than what we pay for the property. So we can take the down payment, pay the seller, and take a couple $1,000s in our pocket, and then now collect a $500 a month cash flow from that seller. So we built seller financing cash. We built cash deal wholesaling, like cash deals where a similar property, we bought it for a $50,000 property. Perhaps we bought it for 15, flipped it for 35, made $20,000. And soon enough, we had all our debt paid off and our things paid off. And we actually, at that time, our green card hit, and we actually were able to pay off, and we were actually able to quit our jobs. Because at that time, we had more cash flow coming in than we had before from our jobs. So more income, monthly payments coming in for years and years to come from our jobs. And we had six figures in the bank that we could rely on. Now, however, that journey of getting to the point, who wants to be at that point, guys? Who wants to be at that point where you can have like that freedom, where you can quit everything? You have almost six figures coming into the bank in monthly payments. You have multiple six figures coming in monthly payment in cash from deals. Who wants to be at that level, guys? Who wants to do that? Give me a heck yes here in the chat box right now. Now the thing is, you don't just wake up tomorrow at that spot. You don't just wake up and that is happening. It's a journey to get there, guys. And in that journey, you got to surround yourself by those people that support you, because the world is brainwashed to think that the other way is the American dream. They're brainwashed to say, like, oh, you got a promotion in your job. Little do they know that with a promotion comes even more work. Little that you know that, oh, the nice house comes with the debt up till here, and you have no freedom to do anything. Isn't that true, guys? Right? Isn't that true, guys? Right? So therefore, you got to surround yourself with that. So guess what? When we started out, there was no place that we could go to surround ourselves with that. So guess what? We started reading books like this, The 1 Minute Millionaire by Mark Victor Hansen and Robert G. Allen, or like this, Cracking the Millionaire Code by Mark Victor Hansen and Robert G. Allen, or like this, like Life's Golden Ticket by Brandon Bouchard and those kind of guys. And you know what? Funny enough, now Robert G. Allen is now a friend of mine. Right? I have his cell phone number right here. But that's a side story. But the thing is, these books kept us up when we're down, when there's a hurdle happen, right? When we were tired, when it was a weekend, when we were frustrated, when we were double how do you say that? Like questioning ourselves. So it's like questioning ourselves, is this what we should do? Like we tapped into these things. Now, soon enough, when we started doing that, then we started doing hundreds and hundreds and then thousands of deals, and now we have done over 4,000 deals. And now, as we teach this to everyone, we also provide opportunities for you guys to have that same uplifting thing, because what we realized is that there's two kinds of people out there. There's the people who can do that drip kind of thing, that basically they just need information and then they use that information and move forward. But most people don't just need information, because guess what? What is there in abundance out there in the world? Information, right? Information is as abundant as everything else. We're living in the information highway, in the information age. We're living the information is a dime a dozen, right? What we need is support and immersion. So if we support and immersion. So therefore, what we are doing is, like, I immersed myself in these books because there was nothing else available. But now there is, right? Now there is. So we built this world now. We built this environment right now. Where are we doing deals? I just literally today came from signing about, I think, was it 4 deeds? Signing 4 deeds. 2 of them were cash sales. 2 of them were seller financing deals that somebody had paid off. And now Wendy, our assistant, is sending them for recording. And this is all happening. We continue doing land deals right now, right? We just sold a property last week, and we're continue getting the cash flow. I just got the notifications of people paying their monthly payments this month, and we're continuing living that lifestyle. But now we have grown as people. We have grown as humans. We have grown. We no longer doubt ourselves. After 4,000 deals, right? You're all the walking confidence in this business when you have done 4,000 deals, because there's nobody in the world can tell you it's not working. But it's not how we all start out. So what we have created to support you is our live event, right? We have a live event coming up right now on October 1st to the 3rd, right? You can register for that live event at landflippinglive.com, landflippinglive.com. And if you already have one of our programs, guys, if you have our home study course or any other programs of us, you can actually get in at a discounted rate of just $97. You can come in for $97, or you can do the VIP, which is a couple $100 more than that. If you don't have that, then there's a little bit of a higher price for you, but you can still get in there. Now, what makes our events different is that the people ask me, like, Jack, I already have the home study course. Why do you need the event? Because with the home study course, you have the information, but you don't have the immersion. Right? The immersion is when you are surrounded by peers. They always call it like a 1-2 punch, right? You come to a live event, even though ideally you go to the program before you come to the live event, and you got another month to go. But then you go to the live event for the immersion. And actually, for that thing, I want to actually add a couple of friends and students here to the screen right here. And that is actually, look at there, look who's here. Hey, there is Courtney and Casey Kahlert here. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Doing awesome, man. How are you doing?
Wonderful, wonderful. So I'm actually, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. So I asked very short term. We just decided to do this today, to do the session today. I brought Casey and Courtney, or Courtney and Casey, ladies first, right? Into the session today, because they, not only are they super successful land flippers. How many deals a year do you guys do?
We were just talking about that. About 50 to 60 or so.
Okay, 50 to 60 deals. But you also have attended our live event, like how many times?
I think around 6.
Somewhere between 6 to 8 is where we're at least 6.
So 6 to 8 times. So this comes to a question, guys. They had the home study course. They attended the live event multiple times. They went to our coaching, and even now after they do our coaching, they still attend the live event. Now, why do you guys keep doing that?
2 main reasons for me. It is the networking. It's just great to be around like-minded people. I have a handful of chat groups I'm involved in, and I'm the only entrepreneur in it, and everybody's talking about their work that has a boss, but nobody ever asked me, and I'm like, I have the freedom and knowledge. So it's just great to be around people that understand, where you're at, and, want to pick your brain. And also there's always a gold nugget. I mean, we were doing the business for a good 3 years, and every time I go, there's something else that I'm like, oh my gosh, that's great. I can't wait to start doing that in my business. So just the whole vibe of it is fantastic too.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. The energy, being in that energy is terrific. You can go to a local, entrepreneur meetup or, some kind of real estate meeting, but you're not usually surrounded by all sorts of land investors who are excited about flipping land. Not just, I'm a land flipper too. What do you do? Everybody at this event is always so friendly and so super excited. So the energy is really high, and I can feed off that. Like Courtney said, just networking, but not only networking, I've made friends that I literally have met at events years ago that I'm still friends with today. that goes beyond just investing in land.
Right.
And I would agree with also the gold nuggets, Jack. Our business is always growing and evolving. So when we went to the event the first time, we didn't really know what we were doing. We get hit with a fire hose of all this knowledge and information, and it's super exciting, and I know I can do it, and I get home and start working on it. But next time I went, we actually had been doing things for a little bit. So when day 2 hits and you start talking about whatever subject you're talking about, that was synced up with where we were in our business as we were growing. And we were like, oh, that's what he said last time, but I had no idea what he's talking about because I hadn't gotten there yet. And yet when you go again and you're talking about the 3rd day and you're talking about whatever, buyers or some other topic, oh, that's what he said last. So every time we go, we're learning more. We're growing more. Your event is always evolving as well. As new ways of marketing show up. You talk about it. You bring speakers up about it. We're taking notes every time. Right. We're always learning things, man. It is super. And hey, we're going to be there. Why wouldn't anybody else want to come meet us, right? We do.
Like you guys, I mean, you're you live it down, but yeah. So, but you have, I remember you have attended events in Florida. You came out from Phoenix. We both live in Phoenix, in the Phoenix area. Yep. And you have attended, flown out there in Florida, I guess, as recent as 2019 or so, even though you guys have been doing this business since when, or you attended the first seminar when?
Our first seminar was 2012 was our first seminar. And then we went to a few more. And then in 2014 is when we got the program. And 2016, we started working it.
Yeah, we were still.
Well, you guys are a little bit like the turtle kind of like, right? The tortoise. Here's the thing: the tortoise and the hare. You definitely won over the hare because you just kept chipping away, right? You just delayed your start because you had another business out there.
Yeah.
But but I love what you said, both of you, because that's what I just said just before I brought you on. I said, like, guys, I always say this is the best 1-2 punch out there, because when you get our land profit generator, if you have our land profit generator, and actually in the history of this event is usually has only been restricted to people that have our land profit generator program already, right? So if you have the very least have our program already, because here's exactly the thing. Like this is not a repetition of what's in our home study course. This is not a repetition of that same program. It's a deep dive, clarification, and question answer, and going even deeper in a lot of areas, because we have 2.5 or almost 3 days together. So we're taking certain areas that our program says XYZ. And we're saying, like, yes, do X, Y, Z, but also do it this way and do it that way and do it this way. And then we do all day long Q&As. And literally, anytime somebody has a question, they just raise your hand. We throw you a microphone and you ask your question. And then whoever's up on stage, usually me, like 80% of the time, will answer that question, assuming it belongs to the subject matter that we are talking about at the moment, right? So we'll answer those questions. So with that said, it's really, that's why I'm saying it's a 1-2 punch, because the ideal thing is you go grab the program right now, and you can just call us on our phone number. I think we can show the screen. We can show the phone number, which is 602-712-0182, 602-712-0182. You can call our team and then get into that program. Now you have a full month to already go consume it all, go through it all, actually start implementing the steps, so that, as Casey said, now you come to the event already doing things, and you're like, oh, this is how this works. Oh yeah, this is makes, and you really, now you're taking it from intellectual knowledge into like DNA knowledge, right? You're taking it from there into your heart. You're taking it from there and then bringing it in, and then you're going there. By the way, for those who are worried about COVID things, we got our precautions on there. We're going to have a section there where people that want to be sitting 6 feet apart can be sitting 6 feet apart. We're going to have masks that people can wear. We're going to have sanitizers. we have our entire team is going to be COVID tested before we actually show up there to make sure that we are all 100% COVID free and so on. And you guys need to also make sure that you guys are free and so on. So we just want to make sure that you know that we're doing the proper things. That event is actually in the Phoenix area. It's actually officially in Mesa, but it's like in a corner of Mesa. But it's close to the very well located, easy access from the airport, easy access from there to places and restaurants and things like that. So masks are optional, correct? Masks are optional, but of course, there's you want to wear your mask, you wear your mask, and we're even going to have a section for those that are more concerned and want to stay away from from the rest of the group or so for those kind of reasons. So we're accounting for that. We're making sure that that everything is done properly here. So with that said, guys, yeah. So Casey, Courtney. So again, you guys attended it multiple times. Yeah, and you have seen people come out of these events, and you've seen the development. Can you speak to that a little bit?
There are a handful of people that were there asking us questions because we kind of have that fairy tale first deal story. It doesn't happen to everybody, but it really did to us with 100 letters and $25,000 profit. So people were coming up and asking us, and we're like, I don't know. These people have now gone on, were coaches before us, millionaires before us, so it's funny to see. We took a really slow course. I wish we didn't, but so many people. I could probably name at least 10 people off the top of my head that I've seen completely blow this out of the water and are successful, and this is all they do now. They left their job.
Right. And that is Casey and Courtney. I mean, how many people do you connect with at an event? I mean, you don't connect with 300 people at an event, and it's not that we're going to even have that many people, but you don't connect with like 100 people. You connect with like, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 people, and yet they're saying 10 of them already are super successful. Super successful already now. So you got also another thing is like, what would you think is the percentage of people in the room who are already doing deals?
Of a seminar?
Yeah. What would you say?
I don't know.
At least 25%.
I would say like half of them.
Probably close, somewhere between 25 to 50% is my guess.
Yeah,
when you ask questions, everybody raises their hand about it. I know that. Yeah. A lot of people raise their hand when they are talking.
Yeah, I would say a good 25% is easy. Is something I would second that. And here's the thing, guys. Who here? Put it in the chat box. Who has ever attended a seminar before by somebody else? Like if you attend the seminar by anyone else out there, and let's thank you guys since you obviously have open mic here, Casey, Courtney. You have attended other people's seminar. How many people are in the room there that are doing deals?
Now, the seminar, that's a total difference. When you're at a seminar, it's there to learn a new thing so they can sell you something. Your seminars are education and free, and you literally are walking us through the process, man. It's a totally different thing. So many people are doing deals in yours. I rarely see that in other people's seminars.
Yeah, the other seminar I remember we went to, there was a couple people that did a deal, but they were the only two people that like were on stage that they had said. So I think there were like two people out of the hundreds that were there.
And Jack, actually, to reverse that, I can honestly say I can think of at least 2 times where I've seen another guru sitting in the back of the room at one of your events. And I've never witnessed that anywhere else. And that is the gosh darn truth.
Yes, we have had that. We have had some very well-known gurus sitting in our thing because, I mean, I'm not going to speak. I don't know if their stuff works or not, but they know our stuff works. So they're learning from us. Like I know gurus that teach one thing and in their private life do what we do here. So absolutely. So guys, so yeah, I mean, here's the thing. The way this works is that we actually, and that's why it's typically restricted to either those who have the program already or those who are willing to pay a little bit of a higher price of entry, because we assume that when you come to us, you're ready to learn our method. Right? So when we assume that, we're going to actually teach you our method, but we're teaching you in a slightly different way than in the home study course again. Because again, the home study course is a bunch of videos, and if 3 months ago Facebook changed something in the way they allow you to advertise on a certain property, well then that's not in the home study course because those things are done a little bit longer ago than 3 months ago, right? It's still up to date and so on, but those things are, so we can react into that. We can deep dive. If we actually have a survey that everyone does up front where we ask people what they want to know, what their experience is already. And based on that, we can actually take the live event and customize it and say, like, okay, I think this audience today needs to know much more about this. And guess what? After 4,000 deals, I can pretty much cover any aspect of this program in as much depth as is necessary and is useful to you guys. So it's a completely different kind of event, and it works really, really well for those who have the program already, or have the home study course already, or have been following us already, or if you don't have it, for those who have attended one of our master classes already and have a really good grasp about what we are already talking about, but need to do a deep dive, and more than anything, need to have that immersion. As I said, this one, we didn't have an immersion, so I basically read these books from front to back and back to front. I mean, as a matter of fact, look at this. Like, there's like dog ears everywhere in these books here. There's like dog ears here. There's notes here that I've put together and things like that. Because this was the only way back then I was able to get my mind from the negative world around us, from the job, from the people pulling you down, and actually surround myself with positive thoughts. So I recommend you read books like this in there. But I didn't have a live event. I didn't have an event where I would walk around and say like, whoa, there's 200 people in here and 60 or so are doing deals already. How crazy is that, right? And then it's like, when I was like, is it really, and then people from different walks of life that I can relate to, that I can say like, whoa, if he can do that, or she can do that, or they can do that, then I can do it too. You understand how much motivation that gives? I mean, just talk about yourself. How much motivation did that give you guys?
Oh man, that's why we go. We love the motivation. It gives us so much motivation. Courtney was actually saying right before he came on, I always get gold nuggets that we can actually go home and implement right away.
Right.
Like, that's key for us. We learn new tools, new websites, things like that. And that really gets us motivated because we know we're going home better than when we walked in the door on the first day.
Yeah, I can't imagine anybody walking out of that seminar and not being excited about getting home and getting into their land business, because you just get so geeked up and it's almost like I just want to go home now and do it, but wait, I have another day to do. So but yeah, I mean, a lot of notes. Make sure you take notes, guys, because there's so much that you can go home and just start doing to help your business.
All right, so make sure, guys, you call 602-712-0182. Also check your email, because if you're already in our customer base, if you're already one of our customers, then you'll actually have received a whole bunch of emails from us in the last few days saying with your link, right, with your special link. And if you already have one of our programs, then you got the link that gets you in for 97. If you don't have one of our programs, well, then you either get it and then you get in it for 97, or you go and you go and pay a higher price to come to the event. You can choose whichever one is easier for you. Now, if you choose that second way, you go to landflippinglive.com. That gets you to the place with a little bit higher price. But again, if you have already one of our programs, Land Profit Generator, so on, then make sure you call the phone number 602-712-0182. And yes, and obviously, particularly this live event has one additional benefit that we usually took for granted before prior to COVID, and that is that we can actually finally see you person to person again. We can finally hug you. We can finally take pictures together. We can finally have a drink together. We can finally just like see each other again. Now, you guys, I know you haven't seen you guys forever, but there's students in our program that we haven't been able to meet yet, right? There's students in our program that there's just no opportunity to meet yet, but there is the opportunity now. So guys, make sure you book yourself a ticket. Again, we have like this is like there's like the who of our Hall of Fame all got started in that live event. Like if you look at John Montero, like came to our live event 6 months later, or like 2 years later, he had made $2-3 million, right, within a matter of the next couple of years. You guys are in our Hall of Fame, like doing 60 deals a year. Right? We got There's Jonathan, another one of our students, that from 0 deals got 60 deals in the next year. I mean, it's just all never-ending story. Plus, we have a VIP. We have a VIP ticket also, which I encourage you to take. And because with us VIP, you actually get to come to a VIP reception on Friday night and just hang out, mingle with us. Our coaches are there, or not. Some of our coaches are there. Our team is there, and just like, again, come hang out, like see you for yourself that this is real. Because that's another thing, guys. Again, you guys have attended other sessions.
Right.
How close do you typically get to the speaker and their team?
Like, he's the guy on the stage. Look at the guy on the stage type of thing. That's usually about it. And then the event's over. You might see them in the back and there's a long line or something, but that's it. I agree with what you're saying. This is all down to earth. Everybody's real people.
Yeah.
Everybody's very attainable.
Yeah.
You're very attainable. Michelle's very attainable. The team, the coaches, they're usually all around the room and ready to answer questions and have a conversation with people. I love that.
Yeah, and you know what? The other guys that do that? The other guys, because there's so little success in the other guys' room, they're afraid that somebody asks them like a bunch of questions or they're afraid of things. And in our case, like, hey, our coach is doing a ton of deals. We're doing deals. We're doing a ton of deals. This works. There's evidence in the room everywhere. Why would I want to hide from our students? I'm excited to finally see you guys in person, right? So we are there. We're accessible. We take pictures. We hang out. We answer questions again all day long Q&A. I really have almost never gotten a question that I really can't handle because, again, after 4,000 deals, I mean, there's pretty much most of things we have seen. So it's a completely different event, guys. It's a down-to-earth, deep dive, knowledge-filled, content-filled event, and it's hosted by, again, myself. I'm the one on the stage for about 75 to 80%, or probably 80% of the time. And the 20% that I'm not on the time, it's either our head coach Mike, right, or perhaps a panel discussion with super experienced, really land flippers, and that you also can ask questions. And it's just content and information and details on how to do stuff all day long from 8:30 a.m. as we start Friday, October 1st, and all the way till about 6 p.m. or so every day, almost until 7. We go late, but because we want to get you out typically earlier on Sunday, so we go like Friday we go until about 6:30 p.m. Saturday we go probably until like 7 p.m. But then Sunday, we usually done by like 2 p.m. or 2:30 p.m. so that everyone can get out before with like late flights and things like that to the East Coast. All right, and Michelle says, plus amazing partnerships can come of these meetings. Yes, you guys have probably partnered on deals with people, right?
Have we done that yet? Oh, yeah. Absolutely. In fact, literally... we actually bought a couple of mobile home lots from someone that had people renting the land, so that they own their own lot. From a person I met at one of your events, we ended up buying those 2 lots from them, and the income we get from that pays for our car that we own.
Yep.
So literally, because I took someone out to lunch at one of your events, we got a car paid for, and once that's paid for, we still have income coming in. Yep. Doesn't get any better than that. Come on.
Yeah, beautiful. And Michelle's saying, I'm killing people on Saturday. No, I'm just like, I'm giving it my all. Like, you guys be out on stage from 8:30 till in the evening with a couple of little breaks in between. But it's fun. It's intense. And again, it's not the same as just going to the home study course. Can you use the home study course to get deals? Absolutely. That's what it's designed for, right? But you don't get the immersion. You don't get that second time, that real life explanation of everything in a real life environment with, I misunderstood this. Can you clarify that? Yeah, sure. I clarify it right there, right? With that really leaving no question unanswered. and then you in the breaks being able to mingle with any one of our team, mingle with other students in the room, going for lunch with them, and really building friendships, building networks, building deep relationships, and on top of it, learning a life-changing method that has helped Michelle and I to live the life of our absolute dreams. Like, we are no outside speakers. That's right. We don't have any outside speakers. So there's nobody coming in from the outside pitching you there, whatever thing kind of stuff. This is only us ourselves teaching you for 3 days here, for two and two-third days. That's another important thing here. This is just different, right? It's as much a customer care event as it is a deep dive, and it is a event that you walk out there, as I like to say, always like 10 foot tall and bulletproof. And again, you guys come in there often, and now let me ask you: if you just gotten the course and you would have never attended the program, what would have happened?
With us, it probably would have just sat on the shelf.
Yeah.
But you said many, many years ago, and it just was something that I needed to hear, and it was at a live seminar. It's not that it's in the course that you said this. You said, ready, fire, aim. And I'm a fact finder, so I don't fire. But you're like, no, it's ready, fire, then aim. And that just like, that little gold nugget to me was like, okay, I need to do this now, and I'll figure it out as I go along. So for me, that was the key that helped me started this, was just hearing that simple little phrase from you, but it's what I needed at that time.
Which really is another way of saying that faster is better than perfect, which is one of our taglines in our company, which means that you don't have to have everything 100% perfect in order to take that first step. Like when you travel by car from, I don't know, LA to Miami, you don't need to make sure you know where every intersection is and where every red light is and where every stop sign is, right? Instead, when you get there, you go to the next one. So sometimes people overthink things, but then again, having said that, we are giving you a lot of information, right? A lot of detail during the event, so that you feel, even though you are one of the ones that need a lot of detail, you're still ready to move forward then. And in case you wanted to add something.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you're caught in the flow of things, when you go to these events, you're seeing all the people doing these things around you. It's going to kind of drag you along with it, which is what it did to us. It pulled. We just went with the flow. Like, we got to get these letters out. Everybody else has been doing it and asked us how many letters we've been sending out, things like that. Actually, I have a mentor in here in the Phoenix area that's about mindset, and he says 4 of the worst words in the English language are, "I already know that." And what he means by that is when Jack says, we're having a live event coming up, and someone goes, I don't need to go there. I already know that. Killer. That's a killer. You don't know everything that's going to be said at that event. You don't know what you're going to miss out. And as Jack always says, you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
So there's going to be something there at this event that's going to click with you, that's going to make a light bulb pop off. You're going to go out to lunch with people. You're going to start having this conversation, not to vent an issue or a problem, just to have a conversation, and organically you're going to go, oh my gosh, I see the light. It happens every time we go to these events. So don't say, I already know that.
Yeah. And the power of being around people that look like you, they, as I said, like they quack like you, they walk like you, they dress like you, and yet they're doing 100 deals a year. The power of that, what that does to you and your own self-confidence and your own commitment on whether or not you're going to do that is just, cannot just be overstressed, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's like you talk to some of our guys and they tell you their story, or to some random attendee that just happens to do 40, 50 deals a year, and they tell you their story, and you look at them and you're like, oh my God, with that story, like, how come this person with that life story, and some of the life stories are pretty dramatic, with that life story, that person made it, and I've been growing up this way, and I have not yet taken those steps. Like, what's wrong with you? Not really what's wrong with you, but like, I can do this, is what he's saying. Like, I can do this. If that person can do it, I can do it, right? If that person with that story, or if you had a bad story and you meet somebody else and they're like, oh my God, that person has a similar story to mine. If that person can do it, I can do it, right? And you just like, you feed off the energy, you feed off the thing, you realize that every single one of you watching this right now can do this. Every single one of you can do this. You just need to get into the right environment, get the right information, but also get the right motivation and get the right whys and get the things together, and then you get the right momentum, and that's all that we put together. This is designed to have you walk out of there Sunday getting ready to taking massive action. And that's the difference to a home study course. A home study course is designed to watch you and give you the details and the information and the things like that, but it doesn't have the other aspect. So it's a perfect 1-2 punch. Go to the program, learn already, understand the terminology, understand what we're doing here, then come to the event and you'll be unbeatable afterwards. Unbeatable after. All the pieces, Rini says, all the pieces come together. That's exactly what it does. Again and again and again and again. So with that said, guys, I think we've gotten a little longer than we wanted to go already. But with that said, guys, we're going to say bye, everyone. Again, go to landflippinglive.com. Or if you already have one to get a ticket, like if you don't have any of our programs yet, or if you have one or anything of our things yet, then make sure you go over to call the phone number 602-712-0182, 602-712-0182. We put it on the screen right now. With that said, thank you very much, Courtney Casey. Thank you very much, guys. I can't wait to see you on October 1st to the 3rd, again, in Phoenix, Arizona. I think you guys want to hurry because the room block, I think we're able to expand it to like a couple of more days, but then the room block expires. The rooms are dirt cheap. It's a great hotel, great pool. Bring the family, make it a weekend, family weekend here. It's October in Arizona, which is the best time to be here. It's beautiful, sunny during the day. It's nice and a little bit cooler at night. Well, for us at least, and then have a blast. And then you come home beginning of October, and you get that jet started. Right? See you guys later. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Hi, everybody.